I'm Darcy Parks from Rox News, and I'm sitting here with Phil Perkins, a resident environmentalist who is in the running for the position of SGA president. Mr. Perkins, how are you today?
I'm fine, outside of the small allergic reaction I'm having to this hairpiece, made from 100% whole wheat. Who knew such things existed? Gotta love that sea bay. I'll overcome the itchiness. It's worth the vegan status of this wig.
So you consider yourself to be a die-hard environmentalist. Are you now taking animal rights into consideration as well?
Of course, I've always been an animal lover.
Do you have a favorite furry friend?
I'm into goats. My father once raised them. Goats.
Goats. I see. So, Mr. Perkins, you've announced that you're backing away from your campaign for Bleen. Why is that?
Well, Darcy Parks, the whole Bleen thing is ahead of its time. The people are just now catching on to the green thing and grasping how it's going to keep the planet thriving. The people realize that there are environmental issues and that, indeed, the polar bears are decreasing in number. The people want to save the polar bears, and I am determined to help them find ways to save the polar bears.
How is it that you intend to save the polar bears, Mr. Perkins?
Well, similar to the Bleen campaign, inspiring appreciation of the natural world is a large part of the greener way for UA. I've drafted a bill that requires the people to hug at least one tree per day. Also, I'm seeking ways to educate the people about being consistent in their recycling habits. My colleagues and I have received grants to install more blue bins throughout the University of Alabama's campus so that the people will put their aluminum, plastic, and paper waste materials into them. The blue bin is in. It's the greener way for UA.
So the blue bin is in, and you're working towards a greener way for UA. Is this the new basis for your campaign?
Absolutely. And in the pursuits for a greener way for UA, efforts will be taken to encourage energy conservation.
I see. And what do you plan to do to solve the energy crisis?
Well, as I mentioned, the solution to the energy crisis resides in energy conservation. Among other means, a statute mandating the taking of multiple naps on a daily basis is currently making its way through the legislation. The way I see things, the more naps the people take, the more energy they'll have. Thus, the energy crisis will be solved. But on the subject of naps, Darcy Parks, I'm afraid it's time for my 3 p.m. siesta.
Phil Perkins, thank you very much for speaking with Rox News today. We appreciate your insights and campaigning for a greener way for UA. Now back to Carmichael Jean Shins for more on the developments in the story of the missing person who does not want to be found.